If you'll observe very carefully, Bohr's model of the atom. So this is the third model of the atom, which is given by the Mr. Niels Bohr. So now, what he has been said, what is the first model? What is the first point which has been proposed? Is he said that an atom is made up of three particles. Every atom, if we take, the atom is made up of three particles. What is that particles called?
Particles.
Electrons, protons, and as well as neutrons. So he said that
Neutrons.
every atom is made up of three subatomic particles. That is what we used to call as electrons and as well as protons and as well as neutrons, he used to say. So this is the first point which has been suggested by the Mr. Niels Bohr. So that is what Bohr's atomic model we can say. So now if it comes to here, next one you can say. So and also he said that charges also. What is the charge electron? Electrons having negative charge, protons having positive charge, and whereas if you take neutrons having what, guys? Neutrons having
Electrically neutral.
Neutral, because they are having no charge. That is what we have been studied. So protons having positive charge, electrons having negative charge. Yes, Tamil Selvan, that is the first point we have studied. So, and also you can take the presence of equal number of negative electrons and equal number of positive protons. The atom of the whole is what? Electrically neutral. That is the more important. What is that? So the number of protons is equals to number of electrons. So because of this, atom is what, guys? Atom is a charged particle or any neutral particle? Atom.
Electrically neutral.
Atom is electrically neutral because it is having equal number of protons and actually equal number of electrons. So electrically it is neutral. Who is electrically neutral? Atom. Understand? So every atom, if you take, it is having equal number of protons and as well as equal number of electrons. So it is electrically neutral. That is what you have to remember. So this is the first point suggested by Mr. Niels Bohr. Next, second one. So second point, what it is? So he has been taken from the Rutherford alpha particle experiment also. So the protons and neutrons are located in a small nucleus. That is what we used to call as center of the atom. Is it yes, guys? Please respond. That is the second point. So he said that the protons and neutrons are located in where, guys? Protons and neutrons are located at the nucleus. Understanding? Protons and as well as neutrons is located at nucleus, which is only called as, what is this called as? Nucleus is called as in a small nucleus at the center of the atom. At the center of the atom. And what is the charge of this nucleus, guys? Positive or negative charge of this nucleus? Anyone? Please respond. What is the charge of this nucleus? So as we know, if we consider this is the atom, then middle very small, it is used to present. That is what we used to call as nucleus.
Positive.
What is this charge of this nucleus? Because this nucleus is contains what? Protons and as well as neutrons. So because of protons, what is the charge? Neutrons having no charge. So what is the charge of protons? Positive charge.
Positive charge.
So the nucleus is also positive charge because it contains what? Because it contains positively charged particles called as protons. Others, if you are a dumb fellows, then what is the use? Girls also same way. Nobody will speak, nobody will talk also. So that is what. So our nucleus is a positively charged because it contains what? It contains a positive particles. That is what we used to call as presence of protons. Due to the presence of protons, nucleus is positively charged. And as I said, so Rutherford has been found. What is the difference between the size of the atom and nucleus of the atom? So the size of the atom is 10 power 5 times bigger than the size of the nucleus, or we can say the nucleus is 10 power 5 times smaller than the atom. Understanding? Smaller than the atom. That is what the radius of the nucleus is 10 power 5 times smaller than the atom radius. That is what you have to remember. So that is the second point suggested by the Mr. Niels Bohr. So if you take here, first point is what? Every atom is made up of three subatomic particles, that is electrons, protons and neutrons, and atom is electrically neutral because equal number of protons and equal number of Electrons. So second point is what? Protons and neutrons is located at the very small nucleus, which is located where, guys? Which is located at the
Center of the atom.
So because of presence of protons, what is the center of the nucleus is having positive charge. That is the second point. Now what is the third point, guys? The electrons revolve rapidly around the nucleus and they will be fixed in a circular path called as, what is that circular path we used to call it as? Energy levels, or we used to call it as cells. So if we take electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Electrons are revolving around the nucleus in a fixed cells or energy levels. That is what we used to call it as orbits, or we can say cells. That is, so electrons revolve rapidly around the nucleus. Please write third point. Electrons revolve. Already people written, I think. Electrons revolve rapidly around nucleus, in fixed circular paths, is called, what is that called as, guys? The circular paths is only called as
orbits
or cells, or we can say what we used to call it, girls, is to call it energy levels. So energy levels. So these energy levels, who is having more energy? The cells which is having closer, or it is far away? A discrete orbit also we can say. So if we take, this is the nucleus, the cells which is present closer to the nucleus is having less energy. The cells which is having far away from the nucleus is having more energy, or we can say higher energy cells. Understand? So that it is. This is what. So in these orbits only, the electrons used to revolve around the nucleus in a fixed path. That is what we used to call it as orbits or cells, or we used to call it as energy levels. So these cells, these energy levels, we used to represent it in two ways. So what is the two ways, guys? We used to represent these energy levels. We used to represent in how many ways? In two ways. So what is the two ways, guys? The one way which we can represent
The alphabet.
We can represent with the 1, 2, 3,
alphabet and numbers.
5, and we can represent with the 6. And alphabets, how we can represent? Alphabet starts from K, L,
M, N,
O, and
O, P.
and Q. So this is what we used to represent. So this is the representation of numbers or the energy levels or cells. Either we can represent with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or we can represent with the K, L, M, N, O, and P and Q. Q is not at all existed till now. So what are the known elements to a human? It is ends with the P cell only maximum. So K, L, M, N, O, P is the energy cells which we need to know us. Please call to absentees. Lakshay is not there. So many is not there. Check it. Shruti, Pradosh, Mavanesh. That is. So this is what we used to call as energy cells. So this is the third point. So what is that? Electrons revolve rapidly around the nucleus in a fixed circular path is called as energy levels or cells or orbits. And these cells we used to represent how, guys? Two ways. One is either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or we can represent with the K, L, M, N, O, and P. That is the third point. Next, fourth point. Till here you completed. Yes, guys, please respond. Next, fourth point.
Yes, sir.
So, is it possible to fill any number of electrons into the every cell? Please respond, anybody. Is it possible?
No, sir.
Because if we'll take, for example, this is the nucleus. This is the nucleus. So this cell is called as what cell? Sai, can you say name? This cell is called as K cell. So next cell is what we used to call L cell.
L cell.
Next cell what we used to call
M cell.
M cell. Next cell what we used to call
N cell.
Yes or no? So let me take here like this. Now, is it possible to fill any number of electrons in K shell? and L cell, M cell and N cell? Is it possible to fill?
No, sir.
Because as we know, the cells which are closer to the nucleus having lower energy or higher energy cells, they are
Low energy.
Lower energy cells.
Lower energy.
If low energy cells, we can fill less number of electrons or more number of electrons.
Less
Less
number.
number of
Less number of
electrons.
Understanding, but how many we don't know. Yes or no? So as we know, these numbers also we can represent. What is that numbers? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like that we can represent. Is it yes, guys? Please respond. So now if you notice it, so how many electrons we can fill in each cell? K cell, L cell, M cell, and N cell. We people don't know because they are not having same energy. If they are having same energy, then they can fill the same number of electrons in every cell. But they are having a different variations of energy level. So that is why. So how to fill the maximum number of electrons? That is what the fourth point writing. There is a limit to the number of electrons. There is a limit to the number of electrons. There is a limit to the number of electrons. There is a limit to the number of electrons which each energy level can hold, which each energy level means what? Shell can hold. So that is what. So how to find this? That is what. So let me see now. K cell, L cell, M cell. Understanding? So now K, L, M, N and O and as well as P. Till here we'll study. So now if you notice it, K cell, what is the number, guys? Please respond. K cell, what was to represent? K cell with the 2. L cell with the 2. M cell with the 3. N cell with the 4. O cell with the 5 and P cell with the 6. Is it yes, guys? Please respond. Yes or no? Now, if you notice it here, now generally how many electrons we can find in each energy level? How to find means, so we are having a formula. That is what. So if you notice it,
UN square.
yes, the maximum number of electrons in the first energy level can hold is only how many electrons? It can hold only
2 electrons.
number of electrons. Maximum electrons hold, okay, which is in K cell is only how many, guys? It is 2. Okay. So now next L cell, it can hold maximum number of electrons. How many? How many maximum number of electrons? It can hold
8.
L cell, it can hold 8, and as well as M can hold maximum, it can hold M, it is 18, and N cell, it can maximum hold 32. So like
32.
So then if you notice it from this, so we can generate one general formula. That is what 2 into N square is the a general formula for calculating number of electrons fitting in the given energy level or energy cell. Understanding? So the general formula for calculating number of electrons is 2n square. So now n indicate what? N indicate what, guys? N indicate comma 2, comma 3, comma 4, comma 5 and 6 means the number of energy cell. So now if we take for example, n is equals to 1. That is what we used to call as K cell. So what we used to come, guys? 2 into 1 square, which is equals to 2. So 2 electrons we can fill. Is it yes or no? Same. If we'll take n is equals to 2, so what will come? What is the cell name? N is equals to 2.
L cell.
L, which is equals to, so 2 into 2 square, which is equals to 2 into 2 square means what? 4.
2 into 4.
Equals to 8
8 electrons.
So same way, n is equals to 3 if we'll take, so KL M shell, which is equals to what? 2 into 3 square.
3 square.
So 2 into 3 square means what, guys? 3 square means don't say. That one, what is that? 9, which is equals to 9 to the 18.
18.
Tamil Selvan and Darun, are you understanding? That is. So now same way, n is equals to 4 if we'll take, then what will come? KL M N shell it is. So N shell. So if we'll take N shell, so what will come, guys? 2 into 4 square, which is equals to what? 2 into 4 square means how much, guys? 4 square means 16 equals to 32 electrons. 32 electrons. So like that, n is equals to 5, n is equals to 6. Maximum till here we can find. So K, L, M, N, O and P. So which is equals to 2 into 25. Sorry, 2 into 5 square, correct? So 5 square, which is equals to 2 into 25. So 25 twos are how much, guys? 25 twos are
50 electrons.
Yes, sir.
50 electrons. Understanding? So maximum we can fill. Now n is equals to 6 if you notice it. So 2 into 6 square, which is equals to 2 into 6 square means how much, guys? 36, which is equals to how many? 36 twos are
72.
72 electrons. Understanding? So maximum number of electrons which we can fill is 72 electrons. This is what, how we need to find the number of electrons in each cell. So K, L, M, N, O, P. So everything we people used to find like this. Okay. So all of you do it. This is what the fourth point which has been given by the Bohr's model of the atom. So what is the fourth point? So every cell, understanding, there is a limit to the number of electrons which each energy cell can hold. That is what we used to calculate with the help of what formula? 2n square. Understand? Darun, have you understand, Darun? Manya and Samaya? Amil Selvan, Adarshan, that is. So the formula you have to remember. So K, L, M, N, O, P, or we can represent with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is. So please write it. Next. Fifth point. This is the fourth point. Have you completed fourth point, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next, fifth point. So now, fifth point is, as I said, is it every cell is having same amount of energy, guys? If we'll take fifth point, is it every energy is having every energy cell is having same amount of energy?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. So different cell is having different amount of energy. Is it yes or no? So the cells which is closer to the nucleus is having less energy. The cells which is far away from the nucleus is having more energy. Yes or no? That is only our fifth point. So the fifth point is, what it is? Each energy level is associated with a fixed amount of energy. Okay, write it. Each energy level is associated with a each energy level is associated with a fixed amount of energy. Associated with a fixed amount of energy. So now who is having less energy? Who is having less energy? Sai, it is having?
K-shell.
Yeah, K-shell. That is the least energy, or else the cell nearest to the nucleus having minimum energy, and the cell farthest from the nucleus having the maximum energy. That is what you have to write. Nearest cell having minimum energy. Nearest cell. Nearest to whom? Nearest to nucleus. Understanding? Nearest cell having minimum energy. And farthest cell. So we can say nearest cell always what cell? K cell. But farthest cell we cannot say. That is why we can say farthest cell. Farthest
cell.
Yeah, any cell it is. So farthest cell is maximum energy. That is you have to remember. Okay. But sir, how we can say farthest cell? Any cell. Suppose some atoms having only 2 cells. Then who is the minimum energy? K is the minimum and K, L is the maximum. Some atoms is having 3 cells. Then third one is the maximum energy. Some cells is having 4 cells. Then who is having fourth cell is the maximum energy cell. Understand what I'm saying, guys? Please respond. That is what you have to remember. Clear, everybody? So
Yes,
whatever the cell it is having, at last, it may be having KL, it may be having KLM, it may be having KLMN, or else you can take one more thing, K, L, M, N, O, P also it may be having. Then it is having, if we'll take K, L, M, N, O, then O is the maximum energy cell. Did you understand what I'm saying? That is, so whatever it is present at last is only called as, what is to call maximum energy cell, and what is close to the nucleus is called as minimum energy cell. Always you have to remember this. Understand? Shruti, you have to be in time every day. Don't be late. Okay. So that is, so this is what the fifth point. What is the fifth point, guys? Each energy level is associated with a fixed amount of energy. So the cells which is nearest to the nucleus is minimum energy. The cells which is farthest from the nucleus is maximum energy. Is it okay, guys? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Next, if you notice it, so as we know, the drawback of Rutherford's, that is only Rutherford's alpha particle experiment. So what is this drawback? Anybody can say? Do you remember and can say? What is the drawback of Rutherford's? So when the atoms are
explain the neutral.
Yes. When the atoms are revolving around the nucleus, they always should radiate the energy. Is it yes or no? What do you mean by radiate? Loss of energy. So they should lose the energy and finally they should fall into the nucleus. That is what it should happen. Yes or no? But it is not happening. Understanding? In the form of spiral, the electrons should revolve around the nucleus and finally they should fall into the center. That is what nucleus. But it is not happening. So for that means in the sense of what? When the electrons are revolving around the nucleus, they should radiate continuously to lose energy and finally they should fall into the nucleus. But it is not happening. Yes or no? So in electrons are revolving around the nucleus, they are always moving what? They are revolving in the same energy level and the atom remains stable. That is what it is happening. Yes or no, guys? Because energy cells, electrons are not radiating energy. They are continuously moving with the same amount of energy. So that is why there is no loss of energy, or else there is no, it cannot be, understanding. So it cannot be possible to decrease the energy of electron. So the change in the energy of an electron takes place only when it jumps from one level energy to the higher level energy, or else when it will comes from the higher level to the lower level. So these electrons coming down from a higher energy level to a lower energy level, then only it will lose its energy. So basically it will never takes place. So that is why remains atom in a, atom is remains what, guys? Remains atom in stable. That is what it will take place. Did you understand what I'm saying? So for example, if we'll take, this is the nucleus. So now this electron and this electron, who is having more energy? Anybody can say? Who is having more energy? Yes. So this is the K shell and this is the L cell. Who is having more energy?
L cell.
L cell. So this electron is having more energy and this electron is having less energy. So basically whatever the energy they have, when they are radiating, when they are moving around the nucleus, they should lose the energy when they are moving. But it is not taking place because when the energy level, when energy will lose and when the energy will gain, either this electron will jump into the K shell or this electron will jump into the L cell. Then only either this electron will gain the energy or else this electron will fall into the K cell, then it will lose the energy. Yes or no? So this is not taking place basically. So that what is happening? The atom is remains stable. So the electrons which are in a particular energy level always moves with the same amount of energy continuously, so that no loss of energy or no gain of energy, and electrons are what? The atoms are remain stable in nature. So when the loss of energy will take place, guys? When an electron from higher energy level, it will fall into where? Higher energy level, it will fall into where? It will fall into the lower energy level. Then only the loss of electrons will take place. Loss of energy will take place. But that loss of energy won't be takes place basically. So that it is not happening. Okay. So this is the sixth point of what? Bohr's atomic model. Please write it. There is no change in the energy of electrons. What happened later? There is no change in the energy of electrons. There is no change in the energy of electrons. This diagram also you have to draw. there is no change. There is no change in the energy of electrons. Energy of electrons as long as they keep revolving. As long as they keep revolving in same orbit or different orbit. Please respond.
Same orbit.
Same orbit.
Same orbit. As long as they're revolving in same orbit, as long as they keep revolving in the same energy level, they keep revolving in the same energy level, comma, and the atom remains stable, and the atom remains stable. So when it will happen, energy changes, Maitreyan, Sai, when it will happen, it will take place, energy level, when
it is in
when
different
it
cells.
will changes when the electrons falls from high energy to the lower energy, or else basically energy will change. Energy will change when if you take it two cells, for example. So basically the electron which is present here, or this is the another cell, electron is present here. Either basically energy when it will change, guys, either these electron will jump into this cell or this electron will falls into this cell. But anyhow, lower energy electron we cannot jump into the higher level, so that it is not takes place. But if the higher energy electron will falls into the lower energy electron, might be loss of energy will takes place. Loss of energy. So, but then only atom will become unstable in nature. But naturally, it is not taking place. So electrons are continuously revolving in their fixed path, so that atoms are remain stable in nature. So these are the 6 points which has been proposed by Mr. Whom? Mr. Niels Bohr. So this is only ways to called as Bohr's atomic model, we can say, or else we can say Bohr's model of the atom. So now that is the 6th point. Please all of you write 6th point. So if you'll understand the 6th point, then I will show you one picture which will resembles the complete all the points of Niels Bohr, this model of the atom. So that is the diagram which you need to draw in a downward. So when you will see this picture, all the 6 points should come in the mind. And exam also, if they will ask, you have to write like this only explanation. So this is the picture which will explain all the 6 points. So now anybody can say what is the first point? Please respond. What is the first point, guys? What is the first point of Niels Bohr? Darun, Maitreyan? Nobody is speaking.
Sorry, equal
No.
number of
Atom is made up of
electrons.
proton,
Every
electron,
atom
and
is
neutron.
having 3 subatomic particles. What is that, Shruti? 3 subatomic
Proton,
particles.
electron, neutron.
Electrons, protons, neutrons.
Neutrons. So electrons is negative charge, protons is positive charge, neutrons is no charge.
Neutral.
And equal number of electrons is equals to equal number of protons. So because of this, what? Atom is stable. Atom is
Electrically stable.
electrically neutral. That is the first point. What is the second point? Protons and neutrons is
Proton and neutron.
protons and neutrons
Nucleus.
are nucleus. Everybody should speak. Devarsini, what is happening? Silent. So protons and neutrons are nucleus, and protons
Are located in the small nucleus of a
positive
center
charge.
as
So
nucleus.
that what is the charge of nucleus? Nucleus is positive. Understand?
Positive charge.
Nucleus is positive. That is the third point. Next is second point. What is the third point? All the electrons are revolving around the nucleus.
Revolving rapidly around the nucleus is
Orbit.
fixed,
Yes.
called orbit or
Orbit.
energy cell.
They are revolving. That is what electrons. So these electrons are negatively charged. So they are revolving around the particular fixed orbits. These orbits only we used to call it as what? Energy levels, energy cells we used to say. So these energy levels we used to represent in with the 2 ways. What is the 2 ways? Either 1, 2, 3, 4, or we can represent with the
KLM.
Third point. So next, what is the fourth point, guys? What is the fourth point? Anybody? What is the fourth point?
There is a limit
Yeah,
So
the number of
the number of electrons which
there
is
is a
energy
fixed
level
number
can
of
hold.
electrons. There is a fixed number of electrons in every cell. So that is what we used to find by the formula of, what is that formula? 2 into
2n
n
square.
square. So n is equals to what? N is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Now you can see first cell we used to represent with a K. K cell maximum how many electrons we can fill? 1 and 2. So K cell maximum number of electrons how many? 2. L cell maximum number of electrons 8. And N cell KLM. N cell we can fill 18. And N cell we can fill how much? 32.
32.
Like that, keep on it is increasing. Now let us count for N cell. It is only they are showing a less number of electrons because here it is they cannot fit this many current, that is. So L cell you can check it. L cell how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. After that, they are not representing that many, but they are showing just for our convenience. So that is, so L cell we can fill how many electrons? Mahalakshmi, we can fill maximum 8 electrons. So like that, that is the fourth point which we can find. So now what is the fifth point? What is the fifth point? So the cells, all the cells does not have same amount of energy. So the cells which are closer to the nucleus, what is that?
Less energy.
Yeah. So different energy levels is having different energy. That is what it is. So different cells is having different energy. So the cells which is having closer to the nucleus, having lower energy or higher energy, Adarshan, lower
Lower
energy.
energy.
And the cell is farmost, understanding. Nearest is minimum energy, farmost is maximum energy. So that is what the fifth point. And what is the sixth point? Last point is
There
what?
is no change in the energy of
No
electrons
change
as
of
long as they keep
Electrons does
revolving in the
not-
same energy level.
Electrons does not radiate energy or loss energy when they are revolving around the nucleus, because every electron is having fixed amount of energy. So that energy will never change. It remains constant. So that atom is remains stable. So when this energy is possible to change, only when an electron from which cell, guys? A lower, higher energy cell, it will fall into the lower energy level. Then only it is possible to losses energy, but it is basically won't be takes place. So that we can say atom is remain stable. Is it yes or no? Please respond. Atom is remain stable. That is. Now, this is the diagram. This is the 6 points which is describes Bohr's model of an atom, and you have to draw this diagram also in exam. That is, they'll ask you, right, what is Bohr's atomic model, and explain with example. You have to explain this. So that is what you have to remember. Complete this diagram, then we'll proceed the next concept. Have you completed?
Yes, sir.
Do it. So these are the 3 atomic models. What is the first atomic model, guys? Anybody? What is the first atomic model?
J.J.
J.J. Thomson's
J.J.
atomic
Thomson
model.
Understanding. That is negligible model. Second one, Rutherford's
Rutherford atom.
understanding. So that is also called as what? Rutherford's alpha particle experiment. Understanding. Or else scattering of light. That understanding. So alpha particles scattering of light, and also it is what? Identification of finding the center of the nucleus. That is center of the atom called as nucleus. So it happened with the help of Rutherford alpha particle experiment only. So alpha particle experiment, we have to study what is the observations made by Rutherford, what is the conclusions made by the Rutherford, and what is the drawbacks of Rutherford atomic model. So three are very important. Understanding observations is different and conclusions is different, and the next one is what? Drawbacks is different. So after that, more Bohr's atomic model we have to study. So Bohr's atomic model totally how many points? 6 points with the diagram. So in that, fourth point is very important. What is the fourth point? Finding number of electrons, 2n square. What is the formula? 2n square. Yeah. So that is the most important formula which we need to use so many times in the future also. So this is all about it. So now if you'll understand this, again kindly everybody join back, and we'll meet. The next concept which we are going to study is not new thing, which is already we are very familiar in that. That is what we are going to study is atomic number. What it is, guys? Atomic number. Okay. So please all of you keep heading. Atomic number. Atomic number. So as we know, atomic number means, remember, don't get confused. This is already last chapter also we studied. So atomic number means, remember, so as we know, every atom contains 3 subatomic particles. What is that, guys? Electrons,
Electrons, protons,
Neutron and proton.
and neutrons.
atomic number means, remember, only the number of protons present in an atom, not ion. Ion is different, atom is different. Remember, so atomic number of any element, which is known as what? The number of protons in one atom of an element is known as atomic number of that element. Did you understand what I'm saying? We should not take element. We have to take what here, guys? We have to take atom, we have to take.